It's time to wake up San Gabriel Valley with CCN Sunrise.
Good morning, everybody. Glad to have you here with us for CCN Sunrise, another great show. Sara Neuman from Paseo, Colorado is here, so we can shower her with thanks for all their support. Lee's got a Your Home real estate market update that we definitely need, and Lola has a coat hanger to fix our back.
Oh, I love that.
I know.
Joel L.A. Peterson has a new book out, Dreams of My Mothers, and Fatima Jahangir, owner of the Taj restaurant in Diamond Bars, here to cook up a delicious lamb biryani.
I love lamb biryani.
I know you do. I know you do. Listen.
I hope baby loves it too. Yeah.
You've been hiding that very well, by the way. Has anybody known that Sanita was pregnant?
You can't hide this thing. There's no hiding this thing. I feel huge, large, and not in charge.
We want everyone to know that today is your last day for just, we don't know, a couple of weeks. You're going on maternity leave.
Couple of weeks, that's all you're giving me?
Well, we need you back here. How
Well,
about
no.
2 weeks, 2 weeks?
Week and a half.
Week and a half,
Well,
that's
I
right.
know-
We want you back here.
I know I'm leaving this in very good hands, Joseph, so
Well, thank you.
I'm going to be worry-free.
So what are you going to be doing on your maternity leave?
I thought I'd kick
Sitting
back.
by the pool?
Get some spa treatments, all of that. No.
Well, that's no joke. Spa treatments, massage, is that something that you're going to be doing?
Not at all. I have clothes all over the house. Everything is in disarray.
So just organizing, that's
Oh my
what you're up
gosh,
to.
the house is in disarray because I have zero energy to try to get it done. In fact, my mother-in-law is coming today. The house has never been dirtier, and I'm so
Now, wait
embarrassed.
a minute. Hubby is not sprung for a housekeeper?
You know,
Massage
we're a
your
little
swollen
frugal.
feet.
We're getting one in a couple weeks right before, but I decided, oh no, I can do it, and then I just couldn't do it. So I'm just gonna have to ask for her forgiveness.
Well, the people out there want to know, at least my wife wants to know, do you know the sex of the baby
I'm
yet?
having a girl.
Ah!
A
I have
baby
3
girl.
boys, so I'm always excited when people have a girl.
I would have been happy with the boy too. I thought the last one
So
was.
long as it's got 10 toes and 10 fingers.
We're all good.
Exactly,
We're all
exactly.
good. But thank you so much. You know, this has meant so much to me with the baby shower that was thrown just a couple weeks ago, and to have you here, and it's nice to know we're leaving this in good hands. So
Well, we're going to miss you and
appreciate
look forward to getting you back.
Thank you. Well, now we're going to check in with the news with CCN's Jesse Mogul.
And now, CCN Crown City News. Your news, your neighborhood starts right now.
Hi, Sanita and Joseph. Here are some of the headlines making news right here in the San Gabriel Valley. Today, Friday, April 24th, marks the 100th anniversary of the Armenian genocide led by the Ottoman Turkish Empire. Saturday, April 18th, Pasadena's Memorial Park hosted the dedication ceremony for the newly minted Armenian Genocide Memorial. Prominent members of the Armenian community spoke. Children sang, while multiple generations of Armenians soaked in the major milestone.
What this represents is sort of new life and more awareness of the Armenian genocide, because I think that as a people, if we don't teach our children what happened in the past, we're doomed to the same failure again.
The use of the word genocide in referring to the Ottoman Turks' actions from 1915 to 1923 has been widely debated. Pope Francis officially recognized the genocide last week, while the White House has held the line of previous administrations by not calling it genocide. A March for Justice event takes place today, Friday, April 24th at 10 a.m. from Sunset Boulevard and Western Avenue to the Turkish Consulate at 6300 Wilshire Boulevard. This past Tuesday, voters went to the polls and made District 7 City Council member Terry Tornick its first new mayor in more than a decade and a half. But the District 1 council seat could still be up in the air. CCN's Tony Meade has the election coverage. Good morning, Tony.
Hi, Jesse. Bill Bogart announced his retirement last fall after serving as Pasadena's mayor for 4 terms. After a tough general election in March, Pasadena voters hit the polls again on Tuesday, April 21st, in the runoff election for mayor and the District 1 City Council seat. For the first time in 16 years, Pasadena has a new mayor, Terry Tornick. He received 55.5% of the votes in a runoff election against fellow City Council member Jackie Robinson. The The race to take Robinson's District 1 council seat also went into a runoff between Pasadena School Board member Tyrone Hampton and former fire chief Calvin Wells. With 7 of 7 precincts reporting, Hampton had a double-digit lead over Wells on election night with only 63 votes separating the two. But because more than 1,000 absentee ballots still need to be counted, it's possible the District 1 winner could change by next week.
We had approximately about 14,000 ballots that were counted last night. There are still about 1,200 ballots actually between mail-in ballots and provisional ballots that still need to be counted. And then we will still count and receive ballots, mail-in ballots, up through April 24th that can be counted as long as they are postmarked by April 21st and they are signed and dated by the voter.
Tornick, who won outright on Tuesday, has been involved in Pasadena politics for years. He says he plans to sit down with Mayor Bogard before taking the reins of the city to make sure transition goes smoothly.
The most important issue that we're hearing about is restoring trust in the city government. We've had a significant embezzlement scandal that everybody's been talking about, and so we have to make sure that the citizens feel confident that we're really doing our jobs effectively, and I think that's really the first priority.
Voter turnout was pretty low overall for this runoff election. Only about 18% of registered voters went to the polls. Jesse, back to you.
Thanks, Tony, for that report. Pasadena Public Information Officer William Boyer says by Wednesday, April 29th, all votes should be counted for and that the District 1 council member will be elected. Clear with plenty of sunshine ahead. That seems to be the forecast the Los Angeles Economic Development Corporation has for San Gabriel Valley's economic outlook. The LAEDC's chief economist, Robert Kleinhens, made a presentation during the San Gabriel Valley Economic Partnership's annual Economic Outlook event. I had a chance to attend the breakfast and talk with people who have a major interest on the SGV's economy. Hundreds came out to the beautiful Pacific Palms Resort in the City of Industry to hear what economist Dr. Robert Kleinhens of the Los Angeles Economic Development Corporation had to say about the San Gabriel Valley economy. Overall, the news was positive.
Key industries like healthcare, leisure and hospitality, part of which is tourism, manufacturing. These are all industries that are in very solid shape. So in a very fundamental sense, the San Gabriel Valley region is well positioned for growth over the next couple of years.
When it comes to job growth, Kleinhens says the U.S. economy bottomed out in 2009, but that the country has made major gains and expects a full recovery by 2016. The ethnically diverse San Gabriel Valley added more than 650,000 jobs in 2014, nearly 2% over 2013. Incomes also went up more than $1 billion in 2014 from 2013. Kleinhens says companies can stop looking over their shoulder and worrying about the future.
We should leave that mentality behind over the next couple of years and look at opportunities to expand.
A hot topic at this event was the proposal to raise minimum wage to $15 an hour.
There may be those that get $15 an hour, but the bottom line still has to be considered. Do you go out of business?
Also, energy resources took center stage as a panel discussed air quality and new technologies for improving farming numbers as the drought starts making a negative impact.
But we're going to try to take new technologies and try to move them out of the labs into people's houses and businesses. And so that may be things like putting sensors out on farms and really where they're tracking the water and using much more targeted irrigation.
The San Gabriel Valley Economic Partnership organized the event. CEO Cynthia Kurtz says the information provided here will help businesses plan for the next 2 years and that she's looking forward to watching businesses and transportation grow in the San Gabriel Valley.
I feel really excited. This is going to be a great year. We're finishing up the Gold Line, the Foothill Gold Line Light Rail Project. Been working on it for so long. It'll be turned over to Metro, and next year it'll actually start operating for passengers. Great opportunities for development around the stations. Great opportunities for people looking for jobs. A lot more housing opportunities so that you can live farther away from your job and not worry about that terrible freeway traffic. So everything is going well.
Dr. Kleinhens also discussed education during the event, which drew students and faculty from a number of San Gabriel Valley schools. Locally, SGV has many schools, including Caltech, the Claremont Colleges, and Cal Poly Pomona. Nearly 80% of the people here in SGV have a high school diploma, and about 30% have a bachelor's degree. After 14 years of serving as Pasadena's Water and Power General Manager, Phyllis Currie is retiring on April 30th. PWP workers honored her with a retirement party at the power plant on Glenarm Avenue. Currie's going-away party was filled with co-workers from past and present, as well as an assortment of food and entertainment. Currie says she couldn't ask for a better place to work, better staff, and better co-workers. She says though the staff sometimes fought each other, they all worked together to serve the community.
We've always coalesced around our commitment to our customers, keeping our rates as low as possible, and maintaining the local control by our elected mayors, councils, and commissions.
I think that it's going to be a challenge to find a replacement for her. She's so well respected within the industry, she's so knowledgeable, but she also has amazing social skills.
Currie's last day of work is July 1st, and many of her coworkers say it'll be tough to replace her. More than 400 people of all ages and abilities showed up for the Professional Child Development Association's, or PCDA's, first ever Moveathon Saturday, April 11th at Pasadena's Brookside Park. Kids received a Moveathon passport when entering the event and collected a sticker for each activity they completed. Activities included an obstacle course, running clinic, dance performances, martial arts, sports taekwondo, drumming, and much, much more. Families enjoyed food from Pie and Burger and Kona Ice, as well as complimentary snacks and water provided by Whole Foods. The event raised more than $12,000 for the children and families at PCDA. That's all for the news here. Sunita and Joseph, back to you.
Thanks so much for that, Jesse. Well, you saw we got prime seats to watch the Rose Bowl parade this year when we set up live at Paseo, Colorado.
Well, Sara Neuman, Regional Marketing Director of the Paseo, is going to join us next to talk about why it's so important for them to engage in the community, and that's coming up next.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
First day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does.
And like that, you're a job creator.
Paseo, Colorado hosted our first launch event for Ccn Sunrise back in September of 2013. We were able to return again to give you prime seats with our live coverage of this year's Rose Parade. Sara Neuman, Regional Marketing Director with Paseo, joins us to tell us how they engage with the community. We want to thank you so much for coming out, Sara.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Well, you know, you have really, Paseo has shown us so much support, you know, even this year with the Rose Parade. I mean, just to have the floats coming right by us and being right by the yard house, it was perfect.
Yes, it's a great location.
It sure is. And, you know, we just appreciate what kind of engagement do you do with the community? Why is that so important for the Paseo?
It is very important for us to be engaged with the community. We've got a ton of events that are happening at Paseo, Colorado. We do a lot with the city in terms of rideshare fare and really promoting, you know, carpooling and things like that. We have an upcoming event called the Chalk Festival, which is coming up in June over Father's Day weekend.
Tell us a little bit about the Chalk Festival.
The Chalk Festival is a great festival. We partner with the Lightbringer Project.
I'm sorry, the
Lightbringer Project.
Okay.
Yep, and they are a local nonprofit arts organization. They've been doing the Chalk Festival for 23 years, and we've been hosting it at Paseo, Colorado for about 8 years.
What is the Chalk Festival? We're
You're
showing
new to Pasadena.
I'm new to Pasadena. Now we have on the monitor It's drawing chalk on
Yes,
the ground? Is it just artists who are able to come, or can kids come?
It's
or
anybody.
Just anybody who wants
Anybody
to
can
draw?
register to participate in the Chalk Festival. It is over 600 chalk artists.
You don't want me.
I'm not an artist myself, so I could draw stick figures. That's about
Yes,
it.
me too.
But we've got really beautiful murals that cover the concrete all over Paseo, Colorado.
How sad is it when you have like these beautiful things? I mean, they look like they should be hanging in the Louvre.
They're absolutely
and
beautiful.
to like have them go away, it's so sad.
But it's great because it's a 2-day festival. The murals are worked on from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. And it's a really great opportunity for parents to bring their children.
Is it free to come through?
It's free, yes.
What are the dates again?
It's over Father's Day weekend, June 20th and 21st.
The dads love it,
Dads
right?
love it.
Is there a way to like, kind of like transfer it, laminate it for a little bit to make it last longer?
What the
Take
artist?
a picture.
Oh, there we go.
It'll
Check
last
it out,
forever.
G, this new thing.
What we do is all of the artists that participate also draw on a canvas that is up at a silent auction. So they're able to give it away and then people bid on it. So it also raises money for the Lightbringer project as well.
Now last year, I remember my son went to I think there was a World of Wonders, like a dinosaur exhibit.
Yes.
He loved it.
Yeah, that
So
was great, yeah.
Do you have other events like that coming through?
We always have things coming through, but nothing right now that I can really mention. But that was a really great exhibit.
It's all going to be a big surprise?
It's all going to be a big surprise.
Is there something you can look into a crystal ball and kind of give us some idea of the types of things that the Paseo is planning or wants to do in the future?
Paseo, Colorado is such a big part of Pasadena for many years, and I know that the community is very, very excited about what's to come. We do have things in store. We are very excited about announcing them when it's time. But for now, we're just really focusing on the upcoming Chalk Festival and getting through the third quarter.
So many people. I mean, Paseo is just like kind of part of the city, and I love going there, walking around, hanging out, and you have such open spaces for families to come and gather. So it's such a great location. Can't wait. You're going to come back and tell us all of the things you have in store, right?
Absolutely.
Once you can view into that crystal ball.
Yes. When the crystal ball is able to be seen.
Thank you so much again for your support.
Thank you.
We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Sunita, and I'll share this with Sara as well. My back has been giving me so many problems lately, and it looks like I'm not alone. So fit and beautiful Loa Blasucci is going to come here, and I guess she's got some torture devices or something, but they're supposed to help alleviate the pain that a lot of us back pain sufferers
I don't know. I've suffered myself at times, and I know how terrible it is. I don't have the chronic stuff you do, but it's a good time to be in the housing market these days too. So Lee Cuellar is also going to give us the scoop on local real estate in the CCN Your Home segment. So don't go away.
Right, mi cariño. So like I said, everything I learned about cooking, I learned from Grandma's empanadas. Shall we go again?
Yep.
Mix beef with the onions with the peppers with the paprika with the garlic with the oregano with the cumin. Got it?
Got it.
Throw on the olives, stir, season, stir again, pour out the flour, roll out the dough, make a circle, drop in a fistful of filling, fold over, press down, and ta-da!
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes, but
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Preventing wildfires. That's all Smokey wants for his 70th birthday.
Hi, welcome back. So glad you stayed with us. We were talking before about my back and neck pain, and I've been having these days, and it's been chronic. Well, Loa is here, and she's got some products that may be able to bring some relief for me. And I'll try to, if you've got something that will work, I'm willing to try it.
I have a couple of things. You're not alone. Everybody has some kind of
certainly
discomfort or pain in their body. We all have different histories of injuries. So depending on where your pain is, and even say for pregnant mamas, I want to talk about first the upper cervical spine. That's the upper part of the neck. Where is your back pain,
Well,
Joseph?
I have it all over, but we can start there.
Okay, let's go from top to bottom and assessing
All right.
him.
All right, real quick stretch. Grab the bottoms of your chair right here. So hold on with your left hand and just tip the head over to the right very gently. And then breathe in. We'll come up, hold on to the other side, and drop it down on the other side. Okay, that's a nice little stretch for the scalenes, the little muscles that run alongside. Then we're going to take this, is called the power stick. So you do this to yourself. So you want to get your hair out of the way, not a problem for you. And then as you come right here, just kind of press in with one hand. And what you're doing is you're coming right along the white muscle that connects your head to your shoulders. Actually, the scalenes come down and connect to the ribs. So even if you've had pain or injury down here, it can bring tension up here, and everybody's got tension.
Don't hog the stick, please.
Yes, no, it's all for you. So with two hands,
not for whacking
good. Bring this
anybody,
hand around right there, good.
Now see, this gets to be a problem.
Now just gently, give it a nice, gentle little tug and kind of rock back and forth.
Well, it feels very good.
Good. Rock
The thing that will make
back
this
and forth.
better is if my wife
Like
were
so.
doing it, and there was some soft music.
Lights a little lower, please.
Exactly.
Turn the lights
That's a whole
and then we'll get
segment.
rid of this thing
That's
and
a
get
whole
down to
different
business.
segment.
Oh, we're no longer in the room.
That's right. We don't matter anymore.
All right.
He's having a really nice time with that. Okay, so now since we're pressed for time,
Oh, this feels good right here.
That's how it works. So you want to just breathe deeply. Do this for, give it just a couple of minutes. Now sit up tall, breathe really deep, and just kind of relax your neck. And then Joseph, next thing, look over your left shoulder, and then look over the right. And see if you haven't just picked up a little bit of mobility.
I have. It feels.
Careful
really
with your
good.
hair. Your hair can get trapped in there. That's the only thing, is kind of flip that out of the way. There you go.
There we go.
And
Let's get to
now
this
the next thing. Oh my
contraption.
goodness.
The fishing hook.
This, now we all sit, right? How many hours of your day do you spend like this? Which might be why you have back pain, is all the sitting and the softening of what's happening in the spine. So this allows you to, by yourself, get to where any of your little trigger spots or sarcomeres, which are little muscle tight spots, so we can get right in the middle of them. All I'm going to do is just put this into my back where I need it and just pull forward. So I could be sitting at my computer reading, doing what I'm doing, and at the same time getting a little relief in my back. If my tension is up here, I bring it to the top and just gently pull down. I can use two hands or one, but this allows you to put pressure right where you need it.
Now, do these do anything, or this is just
That's for holding it in different, so it depends on what you're trying to reach. So you'll use your hands on these little bars according to what you're trying to reach. So so now just gently breathe in and then gently pull down. Pull down, but give it. Don't go back and forth. Just give it a little tug.
Excuse me, I'm having a moment here.
Again, a different segment.
If I can just be by myself for a little bit.
Okay, we'll have to come back to just a minute. Okay, and so then you can also turn it forwards this way.
Oh,
so, okay,
wow.
he doesn't want to let me have it. But
we reported earlier that there are good times ahead in the San Gabriel Valley in the economic outlook. Lee Cuellar is here with the Ccn Sunrise, your home segment, to share similar views on the housing front. I'm going to be here with Loa. Thank you so much.
And I'll see if I can get this way from you. We're going to turn it this way now. Turn it this way.
Lee, take the
You're doing this without creating.
Hi everybody. The San Gabriel Valley real estate market continues its topsy-turvy journey. Year over year, the average home price is up a little over 10% to nearly $1 million. The average dollars per square foot is up 3.5% to $516. Sold properties are down about 10%. Still, there are 40% more homes for sale now than there were last year this time. Days on market, the time on average it takes for a home to sell, is also down by 12.5%. So I just threw a whole bunch of numbers at you, but before your eyes start to glaze over, let me tell you why those numbers are so interesting. The months of supply are still less than 3. With so much more inventory, you'd think that it would take longer for the average home to sell. With almost 1/2 of the available inventory under contract, this is clearly not the case. Now let's drill down to some of our local communities. Pasadena has 50% more homes for sale this month than they did in the same period last year. Sold homes year over year remain flat at 33 units. Dollars per foot is up 8%. Here come even more numbers, but stay with me, this is important. Arcadia, home of the Santa Anita racetrack, has about 200 homes for sale right now versus 91 this time last year. That's a 120% increase. They've sold 35% fewer homes, 30 homes last month versus 46 in March of 2014. Average dollars per square foot is down 8% to $551. Sierra Madre, our delightful neighbor to the northeast, has 63% more homes for sale when compared to this time last year. They've sold 67% fewer homes, and the dollars per square foot is down 19% year over year. Recently, I had the pleasure of helping a senior couple sell their home, their longtime family home in Pasadena. This is a great house, 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, and about 3,000 square feet. It took us all of 8 days to sell this house. What makes this deal and my job so rewarding is getting to work with wonderful people like my sellers, who you might just see on an upcoming show. We were able to sell the home for over its asking price to a lovely young family who had been looking for a larger home for more than 2 years. All around, it was a great experience. So, Sunita and Joseph, it's a great time to be in the real estate business. Both buyers and sellers are finding tremendous opportunities. Back to you.
We're still,
I'm feeling it. Yeah, it's feeling
we're
good.
still here.
Oh, you're still here. Okay, we thank you for that. I listened to every word. Some CCN Sports is coming up next.
Don't miss Rodney, R.J. Jackson on sports. That's coming up right next.
We'll get this back soon.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If the door's locked, knock first, don't burp, don't swear, don't stare, don't use bad language, or talk with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
And don't interrupt. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give your seat up to anybody who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you want to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
Good talk.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
Yes. And that's all I have to say. Yes.
We're done.
Actually, I have a little bit more to say. There is a teeny tiny 18-year-old college freshman who is bringing big excitement to the PCC Lancers softball team. And guess what her name is, Sunita?
What is it? Keep me guessing.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Just kidding. CCN's new team member, Rodney Jackson, joins us live to tell us about Yes and a recent MONROVIA South Pasadena baseball game. Hi, Rodney. Nice to have you in.
Hi, Sunita and Joseph. It's an exciting baseball and softball season in the San Gabriel Valley. First, the MONROVIA Wildcats and the South Pasadena Tigers battled it out Friday, April 17th at the MONROVIA for that week's conference game. The matchup was the second game between the two. MONROVIA won the first challenge and hoped to win another. A couple of major highlights for their second game. Check this out. Tigers senior pitcher George Puig strikes against another Wildcats batter, Fidel George, but it's too little too late, because look at this. MONROVIA Wildcats senior Paul Armin hits a huge line drive to bring home sophomore Patrick Goebel for the score. Ultimately, MONROVIA outlasts South Pasadena 4-3. South Pasadena Tigers have a home conference game versus rival school San Marino on Friday, April 24th, and the MONROVIA Wildcats baseball team has an away game at Temple City, April 28th. Don't let her small frame fool you. A tiny little fielder with the PCC Lancers softball team has a big ambitions. She's out to shatter some records. Meet Yes. She's 18 years old, stands 5 feet 1 inch tall, and weighs 112 pounds. She's the number 4 and the left fielder for the Pasadena City College women's softball team. Her name is Yesenia Cardenas, or Yes, as some affectionately call her, and she came to the team with big goals.
I'm always that type of person to, if there's a record, I want to break it. She told me in the very beginning of the year, Coach, what's the stolen base record? And I told her what it was, and she said, what would you say if I told you I'm going to beat it? I said, I will do everything in my power to put you in a position to do so.
The record is 86 stolen bases, and Yes has stolen 60 so far.
Yes is just a speed demon. It's almost like a car starts. It really is. Like, she hunkers down, and it's like, I'm going. You can just see this fire come up, and she thinks she's invincible. She absolutely does, and every time she steals, she looks at me and she goes, speed kills, right, Coach? And I'm like, it does, yes.
Beyond the softball field, Cardenas has other goals.
Yeah, that's one of my goals that I'm going to achieve, is transfer to a four-year university. To me, it's just school, softball, then workout.
From the books back to the field, Cardenas says she's dedicated to helping her team win.
I mean, I know we're capable of doing a lot. We broke our home run record, I think our 6th game out or 7th game out of the year. We already have broken that. So our team came out firing.
To find out if Yesenia reaches her stolen bases goal, information to follow the team is on the Pasadena City College website under athletics. We shot that footage a few weeks ago, so know that Yes is a lot closer to her record. Now we'll give everybody an update once she reaches her goal. Joseph and Sunita, back to you.
Been saying a lot more yeses. Thanks for
her
that,
name
Rodney.
should be Absolutely.
Oh,
How's
there you
that?
go. Well, lots more coming up in the next half hour of CCN Sunrise. Korean-born author Joel L.A. Peterson tells us about his new book about being adopted by a family in America's heartland.
And Fatima Jahangir, brings us a royal treat by showing us how to cook lamb biryani, a specialty at her Taj Cuisine restaurant in Diamond Bar, and that's all coming up after this break.
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, button the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just
keep pedaling. Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, you ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
It's time to wake up, San Gabriel Valley, with CCN Sunrise.
We are back with our second half hour. Have lots more for the show. Joel L.A. Peterson with Dreams of My Mother's. It's a new book that just came out last month. You're really going to want to pick that one up. And Mary Winters with her Senior Solutions segment. She's going to talk about activities seniors should be doing.
Absolutely,
in the
but
facilities.
Sunita, do not forget Fatima Jahangir
I do not forget
from the Taj Fusion Cuisine in Diamond Bar will be here making lamb biryani.
You are talking my language. You are certainly doing it. And but first, we're going to hit the morning buzz. President Barack Obama acknowledged that a drone strike against a Pakistani al-Qaeda compound in January accidentally killed 2 hostages, American Warren Weinstein and Italian national Giovanni Laporto. This brings back the controversy of whether these drone strikes are effective in bringing down the casualty count. John Woods Jr., second vice chair of the Republican Party of Los Angeles, is back again for the buzz. So what do you think about this? I mean, this was, they said they had faulty intelligence here. They were looking. do we need this drone program, or should we have boots on the ground?
So I think that you have to keep a couple of things in perspective. The outgoing Undersecretary of Defense made the comment that if you take a look at the collateral damage ratios when you compare drone strikes to conventional methods of aerial targeting, they tend to be actually lower with drone strikes than what you could typically expect in a standard flyby and eliminate operation. The fact of the matter is if you accept the premise that we should be aggressively pursuing Al-Qaeda, that we should be aggressively pursuing individuals who are threatening American security, then you have to also accept the fact that there's always going to be some degree of collateral damage, simply because that's part of the risk of pursuing an asymmetrical conflict, you know?
John, this is something that bothered me. I appreciated that the president came out and expressed sympathy and empathy with the family, but he took responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
But he and the United States is not responsible for those deaths. Al-Qaeda, those fighters,
Absolutely.
kidnapped, and
Right.
they are
He
responsible
was
for that.
accepting responsibility for the fact that there was faulty intelligence,
Now,
and
here's-
these folks were there.
Yeah, I
Absolutely,
give
but
the
here's
president credit for taking responsibility. I mean, as a commander-in-chief, it's appropriate for him to do so.
Here's my point. If you, as much as we praise people who want to go and help, if you go to an area where there's conflict and you get kidnapped, does the United States have a responsibility to pay money or to send boots on the ground to come and get you?
Leave no one behind, isn't that part
Well, that's
of
the
model?
Marines. If you're not a Marine and you're just
The
out
rest
there.
of us are-
The United
No,
States.
I'm asking the question.
The United States government, the United States military has an obligation to do everything we can do within reason to try and get good people out of harm's way. That's the way I feel about it. Having said that, of course, we have protocols and procedures in place for a reason. There's a limit, perhaps, to how far we can reasonably go in securing our own interests when it comes to bringing people
Absolutely.
back out of the field, because at a certain point, negotiating with individuals who want to do us harm, you can't run the risk of empowering them beyond a certain point. But it's a difficult line to draw, though, and it's part of why I sympathize with the president's situation.
Absolutely.
Well, we're going to move on to our next topic, which is a California bill to remove religious exemptions from vaccinations is moving forward. And the question is this good for public health, bad for civil liberties, little bit of both? What do you think about this?
Let's be clear that it's not just religious exemptions, it's personal exemptions. If you just have a personal reason that you don't want to do it, this bill that's just come out of the Education Committee is saying that we're going to take that freedom from you.
No, you can go ahead and choose to make that choice. You just probably can't go into the public schools, because now you're imposing your choice on other people. What do you think?
Is it good for the government to tell people that they must put things into their body whether they like to or not?
Yeah, we have a classic conflict here between liberty and security. Although, as in contrast to our previous example, where it's a sort of a foreign policy thing, now we're talking about domestic policy and combating the threat of communicable diseases. The difficulty here is the fact that parents should have a right to decide what they want to do, what they want to subject their children to in the area of their health care. At the same time, of course, particularly in a public school setting and a public setting, the government has a responsibility to ensure the safety of the people. So
I think we have other laws out there
now the legislation that is going through the assembly is prohibiting people in a public school setting from taking advantage of exemptions.
Isn't the issue really whether or not people own their own bodies?
We do, but we live in a society all together, and if your body and diseases that you might get because you didn't take care of yourself might affect me, I want to say.
I think tyrants have long argued that everything was for the public good.
Well, here's the thing. Some things are for the public good.
We do need to wrap this up, and I hate to leave it at this because
we was just getting good.
I know we were just getting started, but that's why we keep bringing you back.
Well, there you go. I appreciate
because you make great points, and we can't wait to have you back again. Thanks,
Absolutely.
John.
Thank you, John.
Well, Korean-born author Joel L.A. Peterson left a life of poverty and his mother when he was adopted by a Midwestern family as a 6-year-old.
Joel joins us next to tell us about his dramatic life story and the love of his mother's, and that's next.
Right, mi cariño. So like I said, everything I learned about cooking, I learned from Grandma's empanadas. Shall we go again?
Yep.
Mix the beef with the onions with the peppers with the paprika with the garlic with the oregano with the cumin. Got it?
Got it.
Throw in the olives, stir, season, stir again, pour out the flour, roll out the dough, make a circle, drop in a fistful of filling, fold over, press down, and ta-da!
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
So, what is love? Love is being independent. Love is dancing. At Shriners Hospital for Children, love is a new smile.
At Shriners Hospitals for Children, love is caring for a child regardless of the family's ability to pay. Learn how you can send your love to the rescue at lovetotherescue.org.
A biracial Korean-Irish 6-year-old boy living in extreme poverty in Korea is adopted by a Swedish family in the heartland of America. That's the true story of our next guest, Joel L.A. Peterson, in his book, Dreams of My Mothers. Welcome, Joel. You have a very interesting story about how this book came about. Can you share it with us?
Well, the book is, it's called a biographical fiction is the genre. So I used real elements from my life, and everybody has an interesting life to themselves.
But you didn't start out to write a book, did you?
No. No, I had written just a little bit about my life when I was a child in Korea for the benefit of my adoptive family so they could understand a little bit. But then I was encouraged by my childhood minister, who had recently published a book when we were connected. He put me in touch with his publisher, and the publisher thought this had merit, and thus the book came about.
And what did you feel? I mean, was this a cathartic experience to write about why a fictional biography?
Well, as I was saying, all of us have interesting lives. Very few of us have lives that are interesting to other people. So one of the things is I thought we all have mothers, and very few of us get to know our mothers as people. We tend to see them just as this institution that we call mom. And some people end up with conflicted feelings about their mothers and their relationship because they're matching them against this incredible institution and the standards that carries. And I wanted to create then a story about two women who are mothers who go on an extraordinary journey of international adoption, where one is giving up a child, one is gaining a child. And even though that's a rare event, inside it is all the deepest, most closely held human themes.
Your mother gave you up for adoption at 6 years old. And I haven't read the book. Have you gone back and actually met your mother? You don't know who your father is. Are you still in touch with your mother? Your biological mother?
Both my mothers have passed, so another good reason why to wait a certain point to write a book. But I did go back and find my birth mother when I was 18, and that's part of that story is also in the book. So it was an interesting journey.
Well, was it hard to, just disconnect and have to go to this, obviously foreign place, and especially with the Midwest for a young Korean boy?
It was an extraordinary, difficult transaction and transition. And I was old enough to not only remember the adoption, but then I was old enough to really understand what was going on. And to go to a foreign country where you don't know anybody, you don't speak the language, and are racially different, that was a very traumatic experience to go through.
If I have one last question before we have to wrap up, because there is an element of race and a discussion of race and racism in the book. If we've got 10, 15 seconds, can you just talk a little bit about what that experience is like?
Well, what I put in the book is the fact that in America we continue to struggle with the identity of our society, and we continue to struggle with the issues of race and racism, culture, what family is. And certainly through my experience, those were elements that were brought to the fore. This book addresses them in a very clear-eyed way, but I think in a very positive and constructive way that adds to the dialogue that we are having in our society today about these topics.
All right. Well, thank you, Joel L.A. Peterson. Once again, we want to let everybody know that the name of the book is Dreams of My Mothers, and it sounds fascinating.
It Story of Love Transcendent, right?
It's available on Amazon.com
It is
and every
definitely
bookstore.
on my reading list, so thank you for that.
Thanks for having me.
Don't go away. When we come back, some senior facilities treat older adults with dementia like children when it comes to activities.
Mary Winters will tell us about the best activities to keep seniors engaged in her Senior Solutions segment, and that is coming up next.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Preventing wildfires. That's all Smokey wants for his 70th birthday.
Seniors living in facilities need to stay active and engaged, but not all facilities are equipped with the right type of activities.
So Mary Winters joins us live to tell us the best activities for seniors. So Mary, you've got a lot of stuff
got
here.
your box of goodies.
And all of this is to help get seniors with dementia active and get their brains stimulated?
With or without. We want to have purpose in our own lives and have meaning and be significant. And the activities that we partake in should do the same thing too. So even if you're living at home by yourself, once you move into assisted living, say, people still find themselves bored and not interested and not engaged. So you have to engage individuals with activity, just first and foremost.
So
you've got plenty here.
Yes, now this, I was playing with this earlier. So what is this just music, sing along?
It's significant. So it means something. So we have sensory things. So we have things that are singing and maybe tactile. We're cooking something, we're painting something. It means something to that person. And the way you engage in conversation with the individual is different too. So somebody with dementia, you don't say, hey, do you remember? You remember? No, really, I don't remember. So you have to be able to build trust with that individual so you can build significant friendships and interactions with people in facilities
How do you help them to remember what they do like? And I mean, do they always know?
Family members are a great source of relaying some of that information. And people can tell you what they like, but they may not want to engage in painting like they did before because they can't hit that same level. So maybe it's music that you move towards instead of painting or art.
This is so...
Spirituality is important, something physical, moving. All of these things
I was going to say that this is so valuable. My grandmother came to live with us prior to her death and watched a lot of television. And I never thought that was good, but I didn't know how to engage her.
So even in talking about a show, tell me what you liked about that show. What did you see that she was wearing? Did you wear things like that? Things to provoke and stimulate conversation, even if it's has to just be a TV
took
program.
My grandma, finally, she wanted to get out of the house, so we took her to see the movie Hot Fuzz. There were shoot 'em up scenes all over. It was not her type of movie, but afterwards she was like, I love Hot Fuzz. Because she just was so excited to get it out.
Oh, it's fun. I even like to have boxes for people who live at home in their conversation stimulation. So I have a fellow who was a judge, and tell me how you use this, and tell me about a case that you worked on.
And so it just gets him talking.
Absolutely. He
Now,
loves
I see
the beach. Let's
passport
talk
there.
about the beach. Let's talk about your travels. You went to Ireland. Let's talk about that. Let's look through your passport in here in your little box.
So these are all like little cues to help them remember and jog their
to
memory?
help the family and help others to be able to engage too, because what do I do? What do I say? Let's make it easy. Let's make it easy.
Because sometimes it's like they might not remember like what's going on right now, but if you take them back in time, you know, it jogs back their memory.
Oh, great.
But it's
all
also
comes
for the
spilling out.
family, not just for the elderly, but for the family, so help them so they're not awkward
We
about.
all want to have significant relationships, and when you really think about how you engage in communication and activity, it helps everyone.
Well, Mary, thank you. This was so very valuable. I want to thank you for sharing that with us.
Welcome.
Great job, thank you. Well, it's called a royal dish, and it's definitely one of my favorites.
Fatima Jahangir she's making a terrific lamb biryani, and that's on the Taste of Sunrise coming up next.
Can't wait.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
There's no place like home.
Getting home safely is just a click away. And choosing the right seat for your little one's age and size will take you down the road to safer travels.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
So, what is love? Love is being independent. Love is dancing. At Shriners Hospital for Children, love is a new smile.
At Shriners Hospitals for Children, love is caring for a child regardless of the family's ability to pay. Learn how you can send your love to the rescue at lovetotherescue.org.
Hi, welcome back. It is known as a royal dish because the aromatic spices
yes.
that were used in the dish at one time were only enjoyed by the ruling class. But now, thankfully, biryani, the flavor, it can be enjoyed by everyone. The
Us
flavorful
peasants
meat, yes, the aromatic spices, the tender rice make biryani one of the most popular Indian dishes. Fatima Jahangir, owner of Taj Fusion Cuisine in Diamond Bar, joins us live to tell us how to make this terrific lamb biryani.
You can just smell all the
I
spices.
can. All of
It's
this is
so
just
good.
This is a
wafting up.
lamb. I'm going to marinate with the.
So this is just you just cut it up a little bit.
The onion, turmeric, chili powder.
Let's
and-
have Joseph put some of those. He's
Yeah.
dying to get his hands
and
into
then
those spices.
you can add the cloves and the
Cloves
cardamom.
here,
Yes,
cardamom pods.
Now, do you have to measure this out? Because I know when I ask my parents for recipes, they're like, just a pinch of
And-
this, pinch of that.
Yes, we do, and that is a cinnamon stick.
Cinnamon.
Yeah.
I haven't
Go
seen
ahead, just a
cinnamon.
little bit. Yes.
Just a
and
little
a
bit.
pinch of salt.
Salt here.
And
A little over your shoulder. Good luck.
Yeah.
Squeeze
Squeeze
of
little
lemon.
lemon.
Oh,
and then
here's what we
cilantro
also
and
have
mint.
here, cilantro.
And the mint.
Oh, you use mint, huh?
And this is yogurt.
The mint
Yes.
there.
And little oil.
Oil.
Yes.
How much
And-
oil are you trying to make it? I mean, does it make a
And we have
difference?
your
Can you try to
yogurt.
cut back on the oil to make it healthy?
Yes, usually we use vegetable oil or olive oil.
Okay.
And this
You
is
can
all
use
the
olive oil.
organic and the halal is called.
Okay.
And after I marinate, I'm going to put aside for
Now
45
let's talk
minutes.
about these onions, though.
Yes,
is this a
fried.
store-bought, or you make your fried onions yourself?
Yes.
Let's put a few more fried onions in
I
there.
like them
I like
too.
fried onions.
Sure.
And,
Cardamom pods. Now, can you use ground cardamom?
Yes, we do, but this is a Hyderabadi special biryani, so we all use greens, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And there's also the black cardamom too. You don't use that for
no,
this.
I don't, yes, yes.
And the yogurt you had, we
Yes.
put it in, but you had something else in here. What else did you have in here?
That was a cilantro and a little mint.
Okay, so
chopped,
you put
yes.
that in here.
Yes.
The yogurt as well.
Right.
How long does this have to
It
marinate?
has to be a 45 minutes, and then next is a rice. I have to cook like 50%. Half rice cooked. When the rice is cooked, I have to put the marinade meat on the first layer.
Now let's
and
talk
then
about
the rice.
that. You need a heavy bottom
Yes.
pot. Let's show everyone, like a Dutch oven or something like that.
yes.
That's got a heavy bottom, because it's got to cook for a long time. You don't want it to burn on the bottom.
Correct.
And
So
what
you're gonna-
kind of rice do you use? Because that's important
yeah,
too,
it's
right?
a very special rice called the chef royal rice, basmati chef.
Basmati rice.
Because that makes all the
Secret
difference.
chef.
Yeah, because it
Yes.
has the longer grains.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
But wait a minute,
Yes,
now you said something very important here. You said we're going to put this at the bottom of the pot,
Yes.
and then you said you had to cook rice 50%?
Yes, half cooked rice, and then I put on the top layer.
Okay.
And leave it aside for about 20 minutes on the
So
low
it
flame.
marinate on a low
yes.
flame, and you have your foil here.
Yes, just
over-
for to steam the flavor.
So it keeps
Yes.
the steam, and you want a very
Yes.
tight-fitting lid.
And is it important to put the meat on the bottom and the rice on top, or are you layering a bunch of times? Or?
Yeah, just the one layer, because this is raw meat.
Okay.
Usually other dishes,
Okay.
they are all pre-cooked, so this is a raw meat.
Now,
So
once you-
marinate.
I'm sorry, I have
know,
this is
so
a
many
very important
questions. I
question
know, we're so
because
excited.
once you put the rice in, do you add more cilantro?
At the end, I have to add the saffron.
And
that
saffron-
brings the flavor and the aroma.
Okay. Now, I had another question, because I don't see hot pepper here. I don't see serrano, or I don't see like hot chili pepper here, and I'm
Yes,
used
it's
to a
right
lot
here.
of flame.
This is a
Look at
red
that
chili
red.
powder, right.
Just
Well, we
sticking
just
out
put
at
that
you.
in the marinade.
Yes,
I didn't
that's the
see
only
you
one.
dump it in the pot on top of the rice. You
No,
dump
I
it.
don't
dumping.
do that.
We
Only
don't
thing I
dump.
put is on the top is a saffron.
Saffron, and that
Yes.
gives it a nice, a little bit of
Color.
flavor, color,
Yes.
and a nice aroma.
And
Correct.
so, is it something with saffron you don't want to overcook it? Is that why you put it at
Absolutely,
the
that's
end?
why at the end we put.
And do you have to soak it in milk or soak it
A
in
little bit,
water?
sometime milk, or you can add directly as well.
Okay.
Well, let's look at the finished
Look
product.
at
This
this,
is a finish.
tasty. Oh my gosh. You can
Now,
just
some
smell.
biryani has raisins in it. Can we play with this at all?
Actually,
or that's not
no.
the
This is
official?
typically Hyderabadi biryani,
Oh my
Indian Hyderabadi. So we don't add the
And no
cashews.
nuts?
No nuts. No.
Okay.
But do you do?
That's
I
a
mean,
beauty.
but someone can do different
Yes,
versions
if you
of it,
like.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, here's a very important question, because we're going to look at this lamb again. I love lamb. My family loves lamb. But sometimes we want people over and they go,
Where's
I don't really
lamb?
like lamb. So what would we use?
You can use chicken, goat.
Time for
Yes.
taste.
Goat.
Yes, goat.
We are gonna get.
Now, really, Fatima, if somebody doesn't like lamb, are they going to eat goat?
Well, chicken. Then
Okay,
the
so-
chicken or vegetables.
We're gonna use
Also, we
chicken.
have a vegetable
you
biryani.
gotta branch
veggie
out,
biryani.
folks.
Now, is there
Yes.
a sauce that you put on this?
All right, serving, Sunita.
Is there a
That's
sauce?
chutney is called raita.
Raita?
Yeah, made with the yogurt and cucumber, cilantro, chopped green onion, and little black pepper, salt.
Okay. I'm going to have to taste this.
Okay. Do you need this or?
Well, I want to taste this first.
Wow, these folks are hungry this morning.
Listen,
Oh
let
my
me tell
God.
you something about this. What is this? What is that sauce called again?
It's called raita,
Raita?
and dahi ki chutney.
Raita.
Yes.
That is good sauce. I'd put that raita on anything.
Head over
Make
to Diamond
raita.
Bar. That's
If you
it
don't
for the
want
show
this, make
now.
raita.
And then please visit my restaurant called Taj Cuisine in Diamond Bar.
And order the biryani, the lamb
That
biryani.
specialty.
Yes.
We want to give a special thanks to Sara Neuman of Paseo, Colorado for coming out. We also had, who else did we have? We had Joel L.A. Peterson coming out. With his book.
Rod,
Rodney Jackson
Rodney
is here.
Jackson, Joel L.A. Peterson, Fatima here, Taj Fusion Cuisine
John
and Diamond
Woods
Bar.
Jr. All these folks are here, and our
thank you. And our segment stars for being here, and we'll see you next time.
And our crew.